thank you, respected chairperson and all the audience. So there are basically we consider injections in upper limb as two different modality, as a therapeutic intervention for the mentioned causes, and as well as intervention as an anesthesia to do the surgeries on the digits, as a digital block or as a field block. These are the one of the commonest entities that we would like to come across and consider injections: supraspinatus tendonitis, subacromial impingement or bursitis, and biceps tendonitis. And at elbow, commonest condition is tennis elbow, that is lateral epicondylitis and radial tunnel syndrome. And at the wrist, decurvans stenosynovitis, ECU tendonitis, and we also see on the radial sided wrist pain as one of the cause as a thumb base carpometacarpal joint arthritis. So in the digits, we give digital block or a local anesthesia for nail bed injuries, mallet fracture fixation, small wounds, lesions like a glomus tumor or a lacerations, or giant cell tumor of tendon sheath, and everything distal to proximal interphalangeal joint. These surgeries can be safely done under digital block. We also can be, the fractures in the middle phalanx can also be dealt with the digital block and the glomus tumor. Now I'm going to discuss three to four important techniques. So this is the injection technique for thumb carpometacarpal joint arthritis, where as per the classification, eaten grade 1 or 2, where there is no advanced arthritis, and if the 50% or less joint surface are in contact with each other, then we can consider triamcinolone acetate injection. So it is done as just like a surgical preparation. We follow the path of course of radial aspect of the metacarpal, and where the point where the metacarpal slope is felt and there is a depression, that is the point that we mark with the marker, and we exactly check that under CM. And so under CM, that point is checked and we introduce our needle. So first is after confirming that under CM, and we introduce the needle into the joint, and then there are two ways to give injections in and around wrist. First, you can give 2 cc of plain lignocaine so that the part is anesthetized, and then remaining 1 cc lignocaine you can add up with the triamcinolone injection, and that you can inject. So this is how you give injections for CMC joint arthritis of the thumb. Then injection technique for carpal tunnel syndrome, mainly carpal tunnel syndrome occurring in a pregnant woman, or early stages of carpal tunnel syndrome where we do not see any motor deficit, and mainly patients who have symptoms only at night. We call it as a night cries. They have only paresthesia if they hold their phone for a longer duration and if they get numbness. So if activities of daily living are not hampering, then we consider injection in a carpal tunnel. Okay, so how do we, what are the accurate landmarks to give a carpal tunnel injection? You mark the tip of the ring finger, and the point where it touches at the palm is the last limit of the carpal tunnel. Beyond this point or distal to this point, there are 4 important structures like superficial palmar arch, or common digital nerve bifurcates at this level from the median and ulnar nerve. So your injection point should be proximal to this point. That is one important message that I would like to give. Then you look for the radial border of ring finger. Okay, the purpose here to look for radial border of the ring finger to mark is if you use any border from the middle finger, the chances of giving injection and damaging to the thenar motor branch is very high. Then you mark a point at the hook of hamate and the first web space. So this is the exact location where you should give injection for carpal tunnel. Then the remaining part of the giving injection is not that difficult. So in carpal tunnel, I usually give 2 cc of lignocaine first and make that part comfortable. and the patient has definitely less pain. And then the remaining injection you club with the triamcinolone and then you give that. So definitely patient has very, very less pain. So this is how you give injection for carpal tunnel syndrome. You always aspirate, okay? If you do not, make a habit of, aspirating before you inject, because we do not want to give any drug into the vessel. Now, about understanding the injection technique for trigger finger and a digital block. The best way here, we are only worried about not giving injection into digital nerves. So how do we decide and how do we protect that? So you mark on either side of our nail fold. So that is the ulnar side of our nail fold, and that's the radial side of our nail fold. So our digital nerves will exactly come across these 2 points, and you give injection in between these 2 points. So you do not hit any digital nerve. And this is how you should mark, and this is the point where we consider giving digital block. There are common practices that I have seen surgeon giving digital block into the web space, into the second or adjacent web space. There is no need to give that. Some surgeons give injection on the dorsum, no need to give that. With this point, you can cover surgeries up to the middle phalanx shaft level. Okay, even for nail bed injuries or even for a middle phalanx, we can give up to the injection at that level. Okay, and then now this is how we should give injection for a trigger. So what we do is give 2 cc of lignocaine and just keep the needle there, okay, and ask the patient to, so just keep the needle there and ask the patient to move the digit. If the needle does not move with the movement of the finger, that means you are not into the tendon. But if your needle moves along the course of the finger movement, that means your needle is into the tendon, do not inject there. So once the finger movements are very safe, and then you can give your triamcinolone injection with local injection. This is how you consider injection as a digital block and finger. Now about the same injection and technique, but in decurvance, the technique is not very different. But here we are also worried about giving injections and hitting the superficial radial nerve. So what I want to express here is, this is how the superficial radial nerve looks. And it is very, very common. If you injure this nerve, a complex regional pain syndrome or a reflex sympathetic dystrophy, it is very, very common to happen. So the landmark to give decurvance injection is, you ask the patient to hyperextend the thumb and abduct the thumb, and you mark all first extensor compartment and you mark extensor pollicis brevis and give injection exactly along the course of that tendon. But again, you have to, the ideal way to avoid injury to the nerve is just with your pulp of the fingers, take the, the soft tissue on the palmar aspect of the hand, so that your radial nerve, superficial radial nerve is, away from your injection site. You must warn your patients about getting a hypopigmented patch after giving a triamcinolone or any injection. And this usually takes minimum 2 to 3 months to completely go. And it's a very bad social stigma. So before giving such injections, you please warn them, and it is 100% recoverable. And we don't need to treat them. We don't need to apply any ointment for that. But for the decurvance, we must tell them. So take home message here is, accuracy of intra-articular injection is excellent in Siam. And nowadays I usually refer patients for, tennis elbow and anything related to that, injections around shoulder and elbow, to radiologist, because it is very safe to give injection under ultrasound guidance. And as an orthopedic surgeon, even if you are giving injection for trigger, carpal tunnel or decurvance, it is the surgical procedure. You have to have proper aseptic precautions, because if any injections, that can worsen our simple problem. Thank you so much.